What's up, guys? NorbCam coming at you. As most of you know, after that Seahawks Falcon game, I did make a bet with David, Sports Live in the ATL. A little bet about this game that the loser had to paint his face in the opponent's colors and also send a little mini figure of my own team. So, of course, we came out on the losing end. So, David, who's now alive with me right now, I'm here to say, man, congratulations to you. You guys did it, no question about it. You guys were clearly the better team that day and clearly, if not the most superior team in the NFC right now. And you guys got us. So I will make good on my bet. I've got the paint and the mini figure or mini helmet on order, and I will be getting it to you soon and making good on my side of the thing. But just wanted to say, I guess just off the top, that congratulations, well deserved, and you guys are moving on to the NFC Championship. So how does it feel, man?
First of all the credit in the world goes to yourself first and foremost, because such a class act. And I told you, if there was one person that I could have lost to and still would have been pissed about, but still would have been happy for, would have been you. And the 12th man faithful up there, your guy Mark, who's still probably sitting on the sofa getting full. What's up, Mark? How you doing, man? SportsLiveInTheATL is giving you a hello, man.
He's talking about Mark Collins, who was sitting next to me during that painful game.
Yeah, it's all the ending. But I told you guys after week 6. I told you after that game that I wanted you, and did I not say that? And I said that I wanted to end your season. And it just seems like that this year is the year. So many things are bouncing our way, but before I get into all that, it's all about you guys, man. Shout out to Seattle 12th man faithful, Dicer67, who's commented recently under my videos, who did videos. Norb, you may want to check him out. And WNX Pigpen, he's a Seahawks fan. He does videos. He came out and congratulated us, but we just wanted it more, man. I mean, Seattle came back early, to start the game and scored on the first series, and we dominated after that, man. I don't know what else to tell you as far as that goes. Initially, it's our time. It's our time, sir. But sorry about your loss, man. You guys will be all right.
Well, yeah, and I guess just to say about that game, when it started off about as good as I could have hoped it to. We came down, had not scored a touchdown on our opening offensive series since week 3 against the Niners at home. I really didn't. I had my doubts that we'd be able to pull it off.
I was throwing my chili fries in the air, literally. I was like tossing all over the place.
I knew you were. I was trying to think what you'd be reacting right now, especially when we got that first touchdown. And
I was irritated, man. I couldn't believe it. And where people would come out, and this is what bothers me about it, is that they're acting like on the TV, because they were glorifying Jimmy Graham, because he's a Falcons killer with the Saints. That whole drive was not Jimmy Graham.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Yep.
He just benefited from that. But, yeah, I was throwing chili fries, and my beer slipped up a little bit, and,
No. So, I mean, it started out great. You guys answered. So we had a good football game going. We drove again. We got a field goal out of it. And then we stopped you guys 3 and out. And at that point, I was going, oh, we got him. We got him where we want him. Then the punt return, 80 yards to your 7-yard line. I thought, here we go. We're going to turn this thing, get the avalanche rolling, and then...
Neon Dion, man. Neon Dion.
And then the flag. And pretty much after that, it was safety. It was field goal, touchdown. And all of a sudden, we found ourselves down, 16 points, and we never could recover. So we had a bit of hope for a while there. I'm sure some of you Falcons fans were sweating for a little bit, but yeah, in the end...
I was early on. I ain't gonna lie. I can't lie about that.
But unfortunately, the adversity started to hit, and we could not respond. You guys did. You guys took, especially when you guys got a 99-yard drive to score a touchdown just to end the first half. And championship teams respond like that and handle adversity. You guys did it. So again, you guys earned that victory.
What did you think about the electricity of the crowd in the Georgia Dome? Because I know I should say, can you compare the 2012 and Saturday? What were the differences, do you think, from the crowd from both those games, and what do you think differences or similarities were between the 2 games, as far as momentum and how you felt?
I can't really recall. It's hard to get a sense of the crowd on the TV. Just like I know what it's like. I've been to other people's stadiums, so I can only gauge that based on what I know from my own.
You ever been to the
stadium.
Dome?
I've not been to Georgia Dome. Like, I never will be, obviously, since it won't be around after this. But I had not been to the Dome. From what I could tell from the speakers and the TV, it seemed like you guys were bringing it in the way it was being described. I'm sure that in 2012 it started out that way too, because you guys were, came out on such a hot, start out red hot with us down 20 or 21 points, whatever it was in that game. So I'm sure that the energy was electric. You guys it was a full house, if I recall, on both games. So yeah, I'm sure it was pretty intense.
You didn't miss an extra point this game.
Hey, our special teams were money, man. We were better than okay. We got all our kicks in. We had punt returns. Devin Hester had like 192 yards. If we could have,
yeah, I was really impressed by him. See, the question that I was asked by a couple of people was, do you think that was an aberration? Because I know y'all recently signed Devin Hester quick. Do you think that was an aberration because of him playing with us? Or is that something that Seattle wants to move on to next year with Devin Hester? Because if the last indication of how he is how he played, you may want to keep him.
Well, that's a good question. I've been hearing a lot of talk radio today, people asking, is he going to be, we should keep him for next year. And it sounds to me like Hester's not planning to play after this year and that he might be done. Now, of course, that might have changed after that last game. But I was surprised for sure, because when I watched him in that wild card game, he had, maybe 1 or 2 returns and for very, very minimal yardage and took a lot of touchbacks. So I was surprised to watch him take balls out. He was like 9 yards deep in the end zone taking balls out. He was like, he didn't care. He was like, forget it, I'm taking this thing out, and for the most part, he was pretty successful at it. So, yeah, I thought about that, man.
I thought he was going to take the touchdown, honestly, on that one play where he went like, so was it the one that was called back or something? Because he had like 2 or 3 punt returns, didn't he?
Yeah,
and I think everyone was pretty positive from what I remember. I don't remember the exact number.
Yeah, well, it was 80 yards on the one that got called back because of the hole that started the whole avalanche of problems for us. But then late in the game, he had that one that was like 60 or 70 yards that led to our second touchdown. It was a little too late, but yeah, man, the guy's explosive. I was surprised. I really haven't paid attention to him. I was like, when we heard we were getting Devin Hester, I was like, Devin Hester, is he still around? Yeah. So I really didn't know what to expect. But I was like, come on, man, bring something.
It came on the wire like midweek maybe.
Yeah, because I think he got released by
something like that. But I just thought that, just during the game itself, the way the momentum. I mean, there are games and stuff that I've had feelings where, okay, we fall behind early. I don't know what's going to happen, but you got to. Ryan Norb has done this is pretty much his whole career. He has one of the top comeback ratio since 2008 amongst active quarterbacks, and I like the way that he was poised. I mean, like I told you yesterday when we talked, he was sacked 3 times, but nothing was really in a major situation, because when you play the Seattle Seahawks, you're going to get sacked with Bennett or Averill, which, by the way, I wouldn't mind having Averill if you're willing to part ways.
You can keep your hands off our Averill.
Well, I mean, hey, maybe I want the Averill. Maybe Averill belongs in the A-Town. We have signed a petition that says we want Averill here in Hotlanta.
Go ahead, have fun with your petition. Yeah, we're keeping him here, man. That's our property.
But the thing about that is that Seattle hit us in the mouth early. That's obvious. The first series, second series before the penalty, and even late in the ball game. But there was never really any indication that I thought we were going to lose. Even at 36-20 at one point? It just seemed the whole Seattle team just seemed off kilter. And it seemed like to me the Falcons just dictated the whole thing. And, I just felt like we deserved it, man. I felt like we came out with the fire that we needed after the first series, and take nothing away from Russell Wilson. I remember after the 2012 game, Russell Wilson came out immediately. And by the way, Russell Wilson, Seattle Seahawks, you have a winner there. You have a representation on the field and off the field, nothing but class. I saw Pete Carroll's post-game interview, nothing but class. I got nothing but respect for the Seattle Seahawks. And but he claimed that you guys are going to be back. So moving forward for you guys, what do you see during the offseason? What do you see potentially for next year? Any comings and goings? How do you see it?
Well, it's funny because you guys kind of remind me a little bit of it's almost like looking in the mirror a little bit. Just your
Dan Quinn, sir.
Your defense. Yeah, obviously Dan Quinn. Coming. Apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. But with that defense, and I don't think our offense. We're a run team first, and always have been. I don't think we've ever really had an offense as explosive as your Falcons are right now. But it feels like the balance that you guys have, is what we used to, we had when we were at the peak of our performance. And the reality is, in 2013 when we won the Super Bowl 48, we had lots of depth because we didn't have to pay all those guys. That's the big thing. And now that we got to pay everybody, we had to pay Wilson, we had to pay Sherman, we had to pay Thomas and Wagner and everybody, and now Michael Bennett. The reality is we just don't have enough money to go around to pay all those other positions. And obviously so
you could lose some people. You could lose some people.
Oh, I'm sure we're going to lose some people. I'm sure we'll lose some people that people are going to be not happy to see you go. But bottom line is our O-line.
So who do you think?
Well, the biggest debate right now is do we keep Jimmy Graham? And it almost seems like an absurd question probably from you because the fact that the Saints wrecked you guys so many years with him. You had to say that, didn't you? You had to say that. Well, it's a reality. You know him better than we do because you guys had to face him so much. Problem with us, we haven't figured out how to make him work in our system. And there's a lot of people.
Here?
What's that? Would you want
Jimmy Graham here?
Oh, I don't know if you got it. Well, that's a whole other question. But so that's a big question because he's a lot of money, and I don't think it's fully worked in the system where it's Wilson and him in the system quite got the groove going. So some people
he's underachieved.
A lot of people feel like they don't wish he was here, and I've been trying to back him up and say, we gotta get him time. I think he'll eventually evolve into that role. But we've had a season and a half if you include the injury that he was gone for almost half the year last year. Yeah. It hasn't been quite what we had hoped it to be. And it's hard to know the reason why that is, why he doesn't get more targets, but, everything starts with that offensive line, and clearly that's been our issue. And so they're going to have to address that in the offseason. I think it goes without saying that that's our number one glaring weakness we got to take care of. Not to completely blow the whole thing up, but we definitely got to work on our tackles. Our tackles need some help. Do
you see anybody coming here, maybe?
But yeah, I can't speak to guys I think we're going to lose to you at this point.
Bobby Wagner, maybe.
That guy's too good. That guy's too valuable. He's one of the core guys. We're not gonna let him go.
Yeah.
But
I think you guys will be all right, though. I really do, because Seattle has been a nucleus. Because they were talking about it 5 years in a row in the playoffs, I believe, and since 2009, I think, when y'all were 7-9.
We were in 2010. In 2010, we were 7-9 when we had the game against the Saints.
Well, that's when it was. That the whole division was 7-9.
The Beastquake game where we were 7-9, and then so that was our first playoff appearance under Pete Carroll. And then 2011, we didn't make the playoffs, and then we've been in the playoffs since 2012 when Russell showed up. So,
because I know you got a friend, okay? How does Mr. Star Wars, whatever his guys, I can't stress this enough. You have to watch NorbCam's videos that he does, but how is he feeling, and how is he feeling now? So I'm asking you, what is his name again?
Chrysostomo.
Okay, Chrysostomo. Talk to Sports Live. How you feeling about the win over Seattle? What are your thoughts on us going all the way? And are you ever going to beat the Millennium Falcon? That's what I want to know.
Right.
I want to know all that. That character is hilarious, man. Start your own channel with him, man.
I know, I might have to do that. He might be more successful than me. Anyway, all right. Well, I can't speak for Chrysostomo myself. I think the only way we can really answer your questions is to bring him in. So hold on, let me see if he's around. Yes. Hold on a second.
Hey, what do you want? What do you want to know? You have some questions for me to answer? Well, bring it on. What do you want to know?
Man.
What do you want to know?
Yes. First of all, I want to know if you're going to beat the Millennium Falcon, because if you're repping this team, Chrysostomo, if I got that right, you have to be accurate with your predictions, number one. Number two, I know you were all right in NorbCam, pretty good and stuff, but how'd you feel about the game? Will we beat the Packers, and are we Super Bowl bound in the ATL?
Well, let's see. First of all, in the video, I was the Falcon. I was repping the Falcons in the show. But that doesn't necessarily mean I really believe in the Falcons. I'm just wearing the colors because Norb paid me to do it. I'm just acting, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, what do I think about the Falcons? Well, Yeah, you did kind of spank the Seahawks around, and I didn't really appreciate, seeing Norb getting all butthurt and all that stuff, but, so I'm not real happy about that. But you guys are pretty good. I think, Mr. Double Check, whatever, discount Double Check Gut and all that stuff, I think his time's up, man. He's been riding the magic carpet ride all this time. I think time's up. He's gonna be running out of luck. And pretty soon here, he's gonna eat the dirt and eat some bird turds coming up here. So, yeah, I think he's done.
Champion soon to be.
I have a feeling that the Atlanta Falcons are probably gonna make an appearance in Houston. I think that's probably gonna happen. And I gotta go over here.
I appreciate that, and I do gotta say, you need your own movie.
I know. I've been telling Norb.
You need your
all the
own
time.
movie, sir.
That's right. I've been telling Norb the same thing.
SportsLiveInTheATL is endorsing you 100%.
Well, show me the money, and I'm all there, dude.
I'm tossing it your way.
NorbCam's holding me back, so maybe you can bring me some bucks.
Thanks for coming on, sir. I appreciate it.
What are you talking about, Norb? Well, I'm not done here. What? I guess I'm out.
Get out of here. Anyway. Enough of that guy.
So you booted him out already. You kicked him to the curb, man. You know he's gonna give you a run for the money. You better start tossing him those bills, man.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm pretty sure pretty soon he's gonna have a show more successful than me. I'm gonna be in big trouble. So I gotta
So what's your prediction?
Watch my back.
I mean, so what is your prediction for the? What do you think of the keys would be to the Falcons and the Packers game? What are your predictions and keys to the game?
Wow. Gosh, there's not really much. I mean, offensively, you guys just got to do what you guys have been doing. I mean, you guys have so many weapons. And, I don't know Julio Jones' status. I see his toes still bothering him and stuff. Obviously, having him in the game makes a big difference.
They already said he's going to play.
All right. So I don't know if he's going to be, how that's going to affect his performance. But you guys still have plenty of weapons outside of him. So I don't really think you guys have to change much. Obviously, you just got to stay with your game and just not... basically not do what I was hoping we would do, which is get to the quarterback, get some turnovers. You guys did neither of those things. You guys kept them protected for the most part. You guys didn't turn the ball over. And I think, against the Packers, that's the one thing that you guys, would just have to worry about is if something like that, the Packers get to you guys and get some turnovers and kind of get the game turned around the wrong direction for you guys. But if you guys do what you guys did against us, and really the Packers secondary, their defense is... I mean, they're okay, but they don't have much, in the back there. So you guys really shouldn't have a problem with those guys. So
I'm gonna put you on the spot. You're talking to the man whose team crushed your dreams.
Yeah.
The pupil defeated the teacher. And I know it's got to eat you alive up in the Pacific Northwest and all your 12th man faithful. No, they may not answer for you, but I'm gonna ask you. Sleeta's gonna ask you. Will the Falcons beat the Packers and soon become, Super Bowl champions?
Well, you're asking two questions there, but I'll answer the first one. Do I think that the Falcons, will they beat the Packers? And I will say at this point, yes, I think they will. I mean, they're playing in your house. You guys have a great offense there. Matt Ryan is playing like an MVP. Unless you guys shoot yourselves in the foot or make some really dumb mistakes, I just don't see how you guys shouldn't outscore them. Even if the Packers steal some scores there, your offense is too potent to, I think, for the Packers to keep up. So, Super Bowl champions, that's 2 steps away.
Come on, give it to
Packers, I think you will be playing in the Super Bowl, and then we'll have to see who your opponent would be. I mean, most likely, I don't like either of the teams out of the AFC, but most likely it's hard to deny that being that it's in Foxborough, you guys are probably playing the Patriots. So Patriots, Falcons in the Super Bowl, that's probably what we're looking at. Dude, that's a tough one. You're gonna try to get me to pick him.
Give it to us, man. Go with
let me say this. Let me say this.
There's no team, Norb, that unless, like you said, we shoot ourselves in the foot, that can outscore us. Not even Tom Brady.
Well, I hear you, man, and I agree that you guys aren't the number one offense in the NFL for nothing. But the Patriots, those sneaky little suckers, those guys, Belichick, and those guys will do anything to get an edge, and they find all the little weaknesses and stuff. And
yeah, they do. But putting you on the spot, who wins if Atlanta plays New England? Come on.
let me just say this much, all right? Because to be honest, it's really too close to predict, but I will say this much. I'm not rooting for anybody in this. I'm rooting against the teams I hate more. And it's harder for me to think of any other team that I hate more than the Patriots.
Nobody likes the Patriots. They probably,
and you guys haven't been there yet.
The Patriots are kind of like the New York Yankees. Nobody wants to see them win or sick.
So I'm not gonna say I'm rooting for you guys. I'm not gonna utter those words. But let me just say I'm rooting. I'm just gonna say.
My heart.
I'm saying this though. I'm rooting hard, way harder, against the Patriots.
All right, that's fair enough.
So if you want to take it that way, because if I go on the record saying certain things about certain birds that aren't my colors, people are just going to take that and go, "What? NorbCam's rooting for who?"
We can't forget about
I can't
the
say
Steelers,
that,
though,
man.
And the Steelers are a really good team. I mean, look, think about it. The Final Four: Steelers, Patriots, Packers, Falcons.
They're all good teams.
I believe any four of those teams could do something. I mean, there's such a different scenario. You never know what could happen. We'll see, Norb. We'll see. I hope it's my team, and I expect it to be.
Yep. No, I believe if I make a prediction, I believe it's going to be in the Super Bowl. It's going to be the Falcons against the Patriots. And I do not want to see Brady and Belichick hoisting the trophy again.
Nobody does.
So take that for what it's worth to you. But
I will take it.
I will also say that for as a weak consolation from a team that is no longer in the Super Bowl hunt, nothing makes you as a fan feel better than if your team loses ultimately to the Super Bowl champions. That makes the pain a little bit less, a little bit easier to bear when you start looking back at how things turned out. So
I've always hated that theory.
No, it's a stupid rationale. It's a thing to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, I've hated that.
It's like a moral victory. It's like those moral victories. Yeah. They don't mean anything. But
let me ask you this though: being for the fact you're a Seahawks fan for so many years, what was it like when you finally won the Super Bowl? What was the feeling like? Because I have not felt that.
It's the greatest feeling in the world. I was there with my dad. I have a video of that experience, which I had on YouTube. I had to take it down because the NFL, maybe take it down. I might repost it again without the footage in it, just so I can show what it was like to be at the Super Bowl for the first time.
I know that, especially being with family and stuff.
You've never seen it? You've never seen it?
I don't think so.
I don't think you have. I had to take it down probably before you saw it. Anyway, it is the best feeling in the world, and that really has made MetLife Stadium one of my most favorite stadiums in the world, because I'll never forget where I was sitting, what it was like, the ride in on the train in there. Everything about it was just magical. And there's nothing better than your first one, because you only win it for the first time one time.
Hello. Tell your dad.
I will. I've been telling him that we've been doing these videos. He's well aware of the bets we got going on. So so he knows what's up. But he's
Dad. How you doing, sir?
But that was the greatest day, one of the greatest days of my life, and I'm sure that when down the line, I will always look back at that day with the fondest of memories. And whatever money we spent when we used to debate at the time, should we go? It's gonna be expensive. I'm glad we didn't talk ourselves out of it, because it was worth every second, every dollar, every penny.
I'm happy for you, sir. And Norbin, trust me, out of my long 30+ year wait, I hope I get to experience this year, and I honestly think I will. I expect I will now. I think the stars are aligning itself.
Well, it will be, when all is said and done, and if that day comes, it will be very fun to talk to you in person and get your perspective as the first timer to experience that. So we'll see if we get there, one game at a time, bro. Just don't get too far ahead of yourself. Keep you got still two.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to contain myself.
So, but I do believe your chances are pretty good. You got a good team there.
But like I said, with everything that's happened, Seattle Seahawks fans, again, you have nothing to be ashamed of. Your team is really good. I appreciate Dan Quinn. You letting him and allowing him to come to us has put me in a situation to where I never thought I would see again. And you got great fans up there. I would love to visit Seattle one day. And this won't be the first time that the Falcons and Seahawks meet in the playoffs. And I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully we'll meet again as defending Super Bowl champions. So Seattle, you got SportsLiveInTheATL's respect, guys. And you too.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, David. And yeah, we'll just
Look forward to
we'll
seeing
keep
your
in
face,
touch.
the red and black. That's gonna be sweet.
You had to remind me about that. Yes,
I
I will.
can't wait to see that.
I will keep my end of the bargain, my friend. So, all right. Well, that was David, Sports Live in the ATL. Time to wrap up here. I think I've been done talking enough Falcons here. So, anyway, that's it. We'll see what happens from this point on. But thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Go Hawks.